You are looking live at Talladega Superspeedway for race number 12 of the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series in the regular season finale. As qualifying underway momentarily, 2 laps and 5 minutes for these drivers to set the fastest lap time and also win a free paint scheme from Rev Limit Workshops. As right now on the racetrack, a bunch of drivers trying to set the fastest lap time at the 2.66 mile racetrack at Talladega, Alabama. As we will see who will be quickest here in qualifying. There's a little bit under 3 minutes left in the session here, and also some chase implications, playoff implications as well. This first driver set a lap time, Nicholas Amons, got 28.2 machine. .480 for 22. So the driver setting the lap time, Michael Rosero setting his first lap right there. Got Donovan David as well. He was fastest in practice. Obviously had some drafting help as well in practice, but we'll see what his single car speed can bring. As illustrator, Jack Clemens, Brendan Tab, and Malachi Jake set some lap times, but still Nicholas Amons out in front for now. And currently for the chase, it's going to be Malachi Drake and Derek Stanley in those 11th and 12th place wildcard slots. Everyone inside the top 10 points are locked in as Donovan David goes to pole for now on his first lap of qualifying. As Nicholas Amons on the second lap does improve slightly. So here comes Michael Rosero to complete his lap as well. And goes to the top of the board, goes the 23 machine. Some other drivers as Jack Clemens across the line. Now he goes top of the board now here at Talladega over Michael Rosero. So Malachi Drake sets his lap there as he goes up to second, 14,000th of a second behind Jack Clemens. Grant Topman goes up to second now. So Aaron Brown down the back straightaway. Thomas Green off the turn 4, I believe. Actually, no, yeah, off the turn 4, excuse me. Down the front straightaway, he goes to the apron, gonna try to cut as much time as he can. Gonna almost clip the grass there, gonna come to the line. It's gonna be 54.337, not quite enough for that top step for now. As Aaron Brown coming across the line. Really good to see this qualifying. Can he go to the top of the board? Yes, he will by 1,000th of a second over Jack Clemens. Actually, no, the timing scoring was wrong. He's in third. But it was paused for a moment as Eric here sets his lap. He's up to 8. Douglas Newbane has 20 seconds left in qualifying. Will it be enough for him? He won the pole earlier this season at Daytona, the only other superspeedway we've been to, the season opener. He's not going to have enough time to set his lap, so right now it looks like Jack Clemens set in stone. Chris Sawyer right here. Sauer gonna come across the line, not gonna be able to complete his lap. So Jack Clemens will win the pole here for tonight's Talladega race. He'll win a free paint scheme from Rev Limit Workshops as well. So the drivers do a quick warm-up session, also drivers meeting as well. But Jack Clemens wins the Talladega pole. He'll be starting on the front row. For the second time this season, he will be on pole position. He has one win this season all the way back in race number 2 at Homestead. Looking to go and try to win. He's locked into the chase for now as well. Currently 8th in points. He has some seating issues that he can maybe work himself maybe up to the top 5, I believe, position for the playoffs. So we'll see what happens here in the race, but 4 minutes left in warm-up. We'll let these drivers do the driver's meeting, and we'll be right back here for the green flag at Talladega momentarily. As we're back here live at Talladega Susue, as currently right now doing the warm-up lap here. As we'll take a quick look at our starting grid here for tonight's race. As we saw, Jack Clemens got the pole position here tonight for the Nexus Designs 160, excuse me. Brendan Timon will line up alongside him in second. And then third will be Aaron Brown, Malcolm Jake fourth, Lucas Schrader in fifth, Thomas Coonan in sixth, Mike Reserve in seventh, who will have a drive-through penalty. You have to serve at the start of this one for contact 2 weeks ago at Charlotte. Eric Keeter will start in eighth, Brett Murphy ninth, Brian Perry 10th, Jacob Thorne 11th, Donovan David in 12th, Nico Simons 13th, Chris Sawyer in 14th, Douglas Sumagin 15th, Luke Pierce 16th, Dave McDonald in 17th, Zachary Thorne in 18th, Derek Stanley 19th, Zach Domer in 20th, Evan Drake 21st, Tyler Aspinall 22nd, and rounding out your field of 23 drivers will be Dakota Lee in that 3 machine as the pace car turns off in the pit lane, and we're about to go green. 60 laps here at Talladega, and it's the regular season finale as the green flag is out. Jack Clemens leads us to the stripe. Still 2x2 all the way back. Aaron Brown currently leads as Jack Clemens on the outside lane. Some 4 wide action mid-pack there. It's 55 of Donovan David going 4 wide on the outside of Eric Keeler. Now they're back to 3 wide. Eric Keeler in the very outside lane. Aaron Brown on the inside, still on the front, pulling away a little help from Lucas Schrader behind. As Mike Reserve already going to serve his drive-through penalty already. He cannot get speeding. It'd be pretty catastrophic for him early on in this race if he does get a speeding penalty. But they complete lap 1, and Aaron Brown will lead lap 1 of 60. As already 3 wide action here. 3 or 4 rows deep on lap number 2. Not sure how aggressive these guys will be, but it looks like they're being pretty aggressive early on. In the 60 lap race, there's a big blocks from Jack Clemens there as he goes to the outside with Eric Keeler with a huge shove from that 28 machine up top. As Clemens builds back to the middle with his teammate Brendan Timon and Malachi Drake as well. All 3 of those drivers are in the same voice chat and all on the same team of Proximity Racing. Teamwork could be a big deal here tonight at Superspeedway Lake Talladega. And Aaron Brown going to go in the middle with his teammates as well. So as Jack Clemens ditches him, goes up top with Eric Keeler. There's no contact, Brandon Timon with a back shove in the middle of their tri-oval as that's going to send Lucas Schrader all the way through the grass. He saves it and we stay green. Brett Murphy also went through the grass there, but they keep it straight and we stay caution-free for now as Jack Clemens now takes the race lead. Bad shove there from Brendan Timon in that 34 machine as that could have been deadly for a lot of this field as that really single file is out most of these drivers already. And here comes Eric Keeler up top. Going to look with Donovan David. And Luke Peters, Malachi Drake as well go follow up top on the outside line. But very lucky for a lot of these drivers that did not end some of these top runners' nights, as some of these drivers are still fighting for the regular season championship. As now they're kind of taming down a little bit 2x2 through most of the field as Jack Clemens and Aaron Brown back up together with Brendan Timon behind them. Clemens trying to work both lanes, it seems like, running the bottom and top. We'll see how effective that is for him. As Keeler gonna send it inside. He's gonna clear the bottom, but he's gonna get Aaron Brown's to be on his left rear quarter panel. Now Brown to the inside for now. He's now still side by side. So Clemens kind of left out the dry on the very top side. He's going to slot in line. Malachi Drake will let him in for now. as a fuel window around 28 to 32 laps, depending on the pack. So it could be a one-stop race. It might be a two-stop race, but a lot of these drivers hoping for a one-stop race as Jack Clemens is going back up to the top side, going to make it 3 wide on Luke Peters. Got to slot back in line for now. Already 5 laps in this one. We'll see who so far is the biggest gainer and biggest gainer so far. It's Luke Peters up 12 positions. Big McDonald up 12 as well, and Eric Heater up 6. So a couple of movers throughout the field already here in lap 5, coming to 6 now. As really just 2x2 through most of the field. I think these guys kind of calming down after that almost big wreck in the middle of the tri-oval on lap number 2. And those who are fighting for the regular season championship, as I take a quick look at that, you got Douglas Newbegin, who's currently leading the points. Also Aaron Brown second. You got Luke Peters in third. Eric Heater fourth. Those are really the big challenges for now. Aaron Brown and Douglas Newbegin only separated by 7 points. Luke Peters only 14 points back from the championship. Eric Heater 33. Could be a little bit of a stretch for Eric Heater to try to win the regular season championship, but there's definitely 3 drivers really fighting for it, and those 3, the 2 of them are up front, as Luke Peters now leading the outside line as Heater and him swap positions as Aaron Brown on the bottom getting pushed by Brendan Simon. And here comes Luke Peters on the outside line. Their points leader currently Douglas Newbegin in 17th place all the way in the back of the pack, as Peters now clears Aaron Brown for the race lead. Brown gives him a little bit of a shove down to 3 as they keep it straight for now. As now Heater and Clemens up top, as here comes Brown. He wants that race lead back. From Luke Peters. Some jostling for position back there. Thomas Kuhn go up to the top side. Same with Benjamin McDonald a little further back, as here comes Heater and Brown clear on the inside. And Brown retakes the race lead on the inside line with the help of Eric Heater. But Heater and Peters, both teammates, working together right behind Aaron Brown. Ooh, Heater give a bad shove to Aaron Brown. Here comes Jack Clemens and Big McDonald to the outside. As a good shove from that 16 to that 69. Not quite clear yet, and I believe they're coming up on some lap traffic as well, as Mike Rosero did have to pit due to the drive-through penalty that he got last week at Charlotte, or 2 weeks ago at Charlotte, as we had an off week for Memorial Day last week. So he'll be in the frame here probably in the next 5 laps or so, as Jack Clemens goes way up the racetrack, kind of just letting Ben McDonald by. Not sure if Clemens just kind of wanted to fall back, but McDonald now leading the top side behind him, Brendan Simon and Malachi Drake. As 2x2 through most of the field, have not seen a single file at all, pretty much. It's been pretty hectic so far here tonight. As all these drivers have really been going at it pretty hard all night long. As I think right now these drivers kind of content to ride where they're at. Just stay double file, save some fuel maybe, hoping for a one-stop race, and just not be a part of the big one here tonight. And see most of the drivers kind of just calming down from what we saw earlier in the first 5 laps. We saw some 3-wide action early on in this one, but right now it's just mostly just double file action and not a lot of crazy moves that we saw earlier in this race. Right now, Aaron Brown and Ben McDonald currently leading the pack here, burning the most fuel out of everyone, so hopefully it doesn't affect them too much in the longer run. As I know, these drivers want to lead laps. As leading the most laps does give you an extra bonus point. That's what Aaron Brown was looking for in the regular season championship. As well as here, you're giving a good shove there on the inside line. As Ben McDonald really doesn't have any help from behind. Brendan Simon hasn't really pushed him as much, or Malachi Drake at all. They haven't really pushed each other, so I don't think they're really pushing too hard overall. So the champion of the series gets 12 bonus points going into the chase, and he goes down by second place gets 10. As here comes Ben McDonald. He's going to take the race lead from Aaron Brown. I think Brown just let him have it. Brown wants to save some fuel as well, but looking at the regular season championship, so if you do win the championship, you do get 12 bonus points. Second gets 10, third gets 8, and it goes down by 1 on that. So fourth gets 7, fifth gets 6, etc., all the way to 10th place, who gets 1. As Brown will go a middle 3 wide, he's going to swap. Now these guys just kind of swapped right there. Aaron Brown now leading the outside, Ben McDonald leading the inside. Not sure if Aaron Brown would just want to be with his teammates there on top, but now he goes back to the bottom. So as Ben McDonald goes to the top now, so these guys are probably, I'm not sure what's going on here, but these guys are kind of swapping lines for not really any particular reason as they're catching up to lap traffic. That's like the driver I mentioned, Michael Rosero, registered with drive-through penalty early in this one. So interesting shenanigans going on here, as Ben McDonald has a pretty big lead. I think the driver is really just fuel saving at the moment. That's really what it seems like to me at the moment, as the number is very close to be a one-stop race. As here comes Aaron Brown back up to the points. As now they're getting a bit racy here. As one driver coming to the top, that's Thomas Coonan. And will anyone follow suit for that 96 machine? Doesn't look like it for now. As coming up on some lap traffic, not exactly the time you want to go 3 wide. Michael Rosero going to look to stay bottom possibly, as there isn't really a lot of good options here. As he could go top now, but he's going to stay bottom. He's going to make it a little bit challenging for these drivers to get around him, which he has the right to do so, as he is a lap car. He doesn't have to move anywhere he wants, but he's going to stay with them. And Michael Rosero is going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Ben McDonald, Aaron Brown, Michael Rosero, lap car, as they're 3 wide out front, but only 2 of them are forward position. Michael Rosero wants to stay out. He wants to stay in front and not have to go a lap down, as Eric Huey gives him that 23 a big shove. And Michael Rosero has also not been in the pack all night long, so he doesn't really know how the draft might work with this big of a pack. Obviously, he had some practice earlier this night, but he hasn't really practiced with all 23 plus drivers here tonight in this big of a pack. As Aaron Brown, ooh, not too square with Eric Keeter. Eric Keeter a little bit squiggly there, almost turned him in the left rear, which could have been disastrous out in front. Kind of saw the same thing with Brendan Simon. With Aaron Brown, as well as Aaron Brown going to split the gap 3 wide. He's going to go up top now with Thomas Coonan, his teammate, and Brendan Simon going to follow suit as well. As here, Eric Keeler going to get split 3 wide, as his 2 teammates on the bottom of Michael Rosero and Luke Peters going to stay out in front for now. Actually, Michael Rosero is not officially a teammate of Eric Keeler, but they are in the same voice chat, communicating with each other. But he just slots himself back to 9th place. It looks like the inside lane really forming a big long line, as I think this kind of the call that most of these drivers just kind of want to chill out and ride around until the green flag pit stops happen. But those 10 drivers out front, really the top 10, don't want to do that. They kind of want to race a little bit, especially those top 5. We see these drivers flip-flop positions all the time tonight. As now 3 wide once again. Eric here getting pushed by Donovan David. As Mike Rizzo go all the way to the top side to help Eric here up top. As Luke Peters by himself, Malachi Drake with Jack Clemens behind him as Thomas Kuhn with a big shove to Aaron Brown down the back. They are clear to the inside. Will they take it? No, they won't. They're going to stay in the middle for now. But Aaron Brown goes low. Thomas Kuhn is now with Brendan Timon in the middle of the racetrack. As up the racetrack goes Luke Peters with a big block there. Not sure if he was trying to block Thomas Kuhn or go to his teammates of Mike Rosero and Eric Kier. But man, these team games are really, I don't know if they're going to pay off here. These drivers kind of just making aggressive moves just to be with their teammates. Not sure if that's a smart decision here early on. But I mean, track position could be important when we come to those green flag pit stops and who you're around. As now the team games have really come to full force now. You got Mike Rosero, Eric Kidder, Luke Peters, who are all in the same voice chat together. You got Aaron Brown, Thomas Kuhn, Malachi Drake, and Jack Clemens as well, all in the same voice chat and team together as well on the inside. You know, and Brendan Time is also on the inside, not too far behind those drivers. So all these drivers are working together in the same voice chat. It's going to be very important here when these green flag pit stops happen at around 10 laps time. As really this top 10 drivers just trying to keep battling it out. As none of them are really saving too much fuel, it seems like. So I don't think fuel will be an issue here for tonight's race. I'm guessing these drivers can all do a one-stopper. Maybe not Michael Rosero since he was all by himself for about 15 laps or so. Going full throttle, not exactly the best way to save fuel and make it stretch to the end. As we're 1/3 of the way through already in this one. We've seen a lot of chaos so far here tonight. As in the meantime, right before these green flag pit stops happen, we're going to do a little LRN, crank it up here, coming to lap 22. As we're back live here at Talladega on lap 25 of 60. Pit stops coming up here shortly. I just saw a little alarm crank it up. Some of the drivers in the back of the field saving some fuel. A lot of lifting we saw from those drivers around 15th on back, even in upper around the high single digits and around 9th or 8th they were lifting as well. So a lot of these drivers kind of outside the top 5 lifting, saving some fuel, coasting. Maybe try to stretch a lap or so, lap or 2 even on this fuel run. So here comes Thomas Kuhn to the outside as Luke Peters go to the outside of Thomas Kuhn, not really helping that 96 out, but Peters kind of all by himself. Here comes Donovan David in that 55 machine, slowly but surely in that Waffle House Camry. Gonna try to get up to that 50 machine. The Toyotas on the outside working together, trying to get up front here. As remember, Mike Rosero, a lap down car, well currently on the lead lap, but he is close to being a lap down clearly. He's trying to stay on the lap as long as he can. Hope for a yellow at least once in this one. There's no contact. Donovan David into Jack Clemens, I believe, and around goes some of the drivers in the field. Eric Keeter around, Eric Keeter slow, Jacob Thornton slow. As we stay green for now, that really shuffles up a lot of drivers. I think Donovan David got tagged by someone in the rear end. We'll take a quick look at that one. Not sure who it was that got into that 55 machine. I think it was Thomas Kuhn, possibly, that he hit. Yeah, Thomas Kuhn. It was Jacob Thornton who tagged Donovan David. Eric Keeter, Thomas Kuhn had to avoid. I think Thomas Kuhn got hit, but mostly everyone else got through pretty unscathed, I believe. Jacob Thornton got the worst of that easily. Let's look back a little bit further. A lot of these drivers checking up as well. That like Malachi Drake may have got some damage, hit the wall. I don't think Eric Keeter hit anyone, but big moves for Brett Murphy there on the inside. Obviously, having to avoid that one. So to go back live as we stay green here for now as they all single file out. I think that means pit stops coming here shortly, but as soon as I say that, here goes Malachi Drake, Thomas Kuhn, and Donovan David. Those drivers, all 3 of them involved in that little incident there, but they're not afraid to go back out to the front. Here goes Malachi Drake, gonna try to take their lead for the first time here tonight on lap 29, and he's gonna come across the line. He'll lead this lap this time by. He's fighting for a chase spot in that 90 machine as well. Clearing him out for the race lead. He's fighting Jacob Thornton, who was just involved in that incident there, big time. Anna was the culprit in that one as well. He's right now in 22nd, lost a draft. So right now, Malachi Drake is in the chase. Derek Stanley also fighting his way into the chase, and he's in so far. As Jacob Thornton was having a decent night. He was up to 6th place, it looked like there. But now he's all the way down to 22nd, and how quickly things can change right there. That could cost him a spot in the chase as well in the wild card, those 2 wild card spots. But if someone else wins as well outside the wild card, like an Evan Drake or a Dakota Lee or Brian Perry, or if Jacob Thornton can win this race, he would be in the chase as that wild card spot also is a driver who is the highest in points, who has a win and who is not in the top 10. But everyone in the top 10, the only drivers who won this season, are all in the top 10. So you'll see for now. As here they come, coming up in lane, Aaron Brown Thomas Kuhn overshooting. Thomas Kuhn big time. That's going to be a penalty for a 96 machine. Luckily, he is locked into the chase, so he doesn't have to worry about getting knocked out. But I believe that will be is a penalty for that 96 machine. Everyone else made it cleanly down pit lane. You got Micro Zero, Eric Keeter coming down pit lane. Jacob Thornton as well. Jack Clemens, as I mentioned, Brendan Timon. A few others will be on the right side of your screen. As we go back out in front, as we're halfway through this one, so it's gonna be a one-stop race for everyone, it looks like. And here they come. Most of the field, if not all the field, coming down pit lane. Whoa, Tyler Aspinall. Oh, contact him. Zach Domer. Contact is Derek Stanley. Penalty as Tyler Aspinall penalty as well. Actually, it was Tyler Aspinall, not Derek Stanley. So Aspinall has a penalty. That's contact on pit lane even more. I think that's Zach Domer. And that's Zachary Thornton involved. Ben McDonald involved as well. All made contact on the pit road entry. Getting to the pit box. We'll see what happened there. Quick little replay of this one. Is Aspinall on the very inside there? Luke Peters also involved there. One of the championship contenders trying to win the regular season championship. Big front end damage for Luke Peters, as there's a big gaggle of cars. They all had the same pit boxes. Zach Domer was leading them right there, as you can see Domer coming into the pit box, and just Zach got into him. Zachary Thornton got into him there, and Peters as well, just to kind of a coordinating effect as some of the drivers still down pit lane, as the rest of the field coming down pit lane. Chris Sawyer's Subigin, our points leader, spun on the pit lane. As through the grass he goes, he misjudged it big time, as him and Derek Stanley, I believe, misjudging it big time. And they will most likely have black flags. It doesn't say they have a black flag quite yet, but he will have a black flag as well. So our points leader, Douglas Newbiggie, black flag on pit lane, and that changes a lot, as Luke Peters also got major damage on pit lane as well, but he's still in the main pack. Aaron Brown second in the points, not too far behind. So this points championship opened up big time here with on lap 33 on the first green flag pit stops of the night. It might not make a big difference, but 2 points here and there could definitely help your championship run. It's contact. Aaron Brown got into Dakota Lee, and round goes Donovan David to the inside. Big contact into the inside wall, blowing up on the racetrack. Gonna probably bring out the first caution of the night, and yes, it will. Donovan David done for the night, as a bad show for, I believe, from Dakota Lee or Aaron Brown, causing Donovan David to blow up big time here. Wow. As a lot just happened there in these past 5 laps. As that saves Douglas Newbiggie, and he goes back on the lap, as the Megas there will get the lucky dog position as well. As, man, we'll take a quick replay of that one. It looks like Aaron Brown pushing the pusher, I believe. So hard licks the inside wall for Donovan David. Unfortunate for him, having a good night here tonight. As I think that's what happened there. Aaron Brown just pushing the pusher there. Just misjudged it, seemed like. Trying to push Dakota Lee right there. And yeah, that's kind of what happened there. Just unfortunate for Donovan David, as he pretty much hard licking the inside wall, and luckily no one else was involved. As that brings out the first caution of the night here in lap 33. As I think these drivers will probably top off on fuel just to be safe. As everyone coming down pit lane, it looks like his Megas are staying out to get that lucky dog position. Dakota Lee surprisingly staying out as well. He might have some rear end damage, but I think Peters is definitely got to fix some of his front end damage. And a few of these drivers who got damage as well coming down pit lane. This really helps Douglas Newbiggie, who actually is not caught up to the pace car at all. quite yet. Is Dakota Lee staying out? And Aaron Brown will be getting that EOL penalty, so he'll be sent to the rear of the field. That shouldn't affect him too badly here at Super Speedway like Talladega. Easily make your way through the field pretty quickly. As in the meantime, we'll get a quick little break here. We'll be right back with 25 laps to go here at Talladega. As we are back live here at Talladega Super Speedway, Dakota Lee gonna lead us to the green with 24 to go. And green flag is back out, and we're back underway here at Talladega. Dakota Lee with a great restart there, get a clear, and Lucas Strayer also clears as well. Strayer currently 5th in the points, having a great season so far. As there's Douglas Subing again, but show that Chris Sawyer as Douglas Subing already in the top 5 position. Didn't have to pit once again because he just pitted a lap with the same lap that caution came out in the first place on lap 33. Down the back straightaway they go, as these drivers are very aggressive early on in the race, and I assume with 24 to go they're going to be even more aggressive here And here comes Luke Peters, gonna split 3 wide middle. He fixed that front end of his. He's gonna split 3 wide. Oh, almost some contact there from him and Chris Sawyer. As Douglas Newby can continue to push Chris Sawyer right on the top side there. There's a 3 wide coming across the line. As they're still 3 wide now, 2 rows deep. Almost going to be 3 rows deep here shortly. Is 3 wide throughout the whole pack as well. As they're 3 wide, 5 rows deep here in the 5 Points Racing League, and it's really heating up here with 23 to go. As Dakota Lee and Luke Peters out in front. Chris Sawyer led a few laps there, but he got shuffled back a little bit. 2 rows deep now as there's still 3 wide through most of the field. And this is starting to get really chaotic here. As look how crazy this racing is already with 22 to go. Not even under 10 to go. Not even in the single digits. This is with 10, 15 plus laps to go. And we're racing very, very aggressive like it's the last 5 laps. But Luke Peters out in front. Had some major pit road issues, but he got it fixed, and he's now leading at Talladega. And Malachi Drake, who led a bit earlier, here comes Aaron Brown from the EWO penalty, started all the way to the back. Here was Michael Rosero, was a lap down for pretty much most of this race. He's raced his way up to the top 5, top 6 spot already, as a 3 wide for second behind Malachi Drake as well. And here comes Aaron Brown and Michael Rosero. And here goes Brendan Timon as well, as here goes Michael Rosero. Got Pete to the inside as Brown, almost contact with his teammate and Malachi Drake there for the top step. As now there's still 3 wides. Aaron Brown now back out front, takes the race lead from getting that EWO penalty. What a move from Aaron Brown. Shades of Dale Sr. right there on Talladega, working his way through this 23 car field. And he's made his way back up to the race lead here with 21 to go. And his teammate Malachi Drake pushing him behind. But here comes ABOC racing up top of Eric Keeter and Luke Peters. They'll try to make it work. Those 2 cars working together well. As, not quite clear. Oh, big wreck in the middle of the field. Malachi Drake around Eric Keeter, come around, and the whole field is dead behind. As that is the big one here today at Talladega. Thomas Coonan, Michael Rosero, Brendan Tyler, Jack Clemens, Tyler Aspinall, all involved in that one, and many, many more. As Malachi Drake, I believe, got turned there, maybe from Luke Peters, possibly some contactor. Jacob Thornton, I think, was the first one to initially get turned, as that's a massive wreck in the middle of 3 and 4 there. As we'll take a quick look at that one, as that was absolutely madness there. And I don't know, it's more likely, as actually it was Eric Keeter who kind of shut the door on everyone there. As Heater kind of just shut the door there on Jacob Thornton. And I think the only drivers who didn't get damaged for that one might be Luke Peters and Aaron Brown. The 2 drivers out front, as man. He just, Eric Peters misjudged it, shut the door on Jacob Thornton, and the big one ensues behind. Absolute carnage here at Talladega. And you expect nothing less. And I don't know who's not involved in that one. It'd probably be easier to name the drivers not involved than the drivers who are involved. As man, that was a lot of drivers there. As I think maybe 6 drivers got unscathed there completely. As you just see Thomas Coonan, Nicholas Simons, Brian Perry, Ben McDonald. As I think Chris Sawyer made it through there unscathed, one of the drivers. Let's take a quick look at Aaron Brown's gearbox there. On board Aaron Brown to see how he saw this wreck. As man, that is just death behind him there. At least, only maybe six cars maybe not got damaged there. As man, that was a big wreck there. As Luke Peters leads, Aaron Brown second, Jack Clemens third. Actually, Jack Clemens on pit lane, excuse me. So the top 2 stay out. Everyone else brings her down pit lane. In the meantime, we got an interview here. Aaron Brown, who came from last to first, pretty much there. After that EOL there for the first caution. Hello, Aaron. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you go from last from that EOL to first in a couple of laps here. Talk us through going through the field and also the big wreck that just happened behind you as well.
Well, I mean, just a lot really happened there. I had my teammates up in front of me, so that helped big time. We were controlling the field through that first half of the race perfectly. Just kind of worked the middle, top lanes, and we got up front, and that wreck kind of happened. I don't know what happened with heater there. Unfortunately, it really took out everyone that was helping me. So I'm kind of a lone rider now. So we'll try our best to work our way through here. Hopefully, we'll maybe have another big wreck. Hopefully, I'm the only one that survives, but we'll see. I really thought I should have had the lead there. I don't know how Peter's got the lead there, but I thought I had my nose out in front. But it's all right. I've just been trying to control the field as best I can and get as many laps as I let, trying to get some extra bonus points. But hopefully here we should have some good luck, and hopefully we can pick up the regular season championship after this.
Yeah, still quite a bit long race left to go. Good luck in the rest of your race.
Thank you.
So that was Aaron Brown in the 33 machine out in front. Let's bring in. We'll wait until the next caution here as we won the green this time. So right here, let's get a rundown of the field on the left side of your screen. Yeah, Luke Peters out in front, Aaron Brown second, Chris Sawyer third, Ben McDonald fourth, Brett Murphy fifth, Dakota Lee sixth, Derek Stanley seventh, Lucas Shore eighth, Jacob Thornton ninth, Zachary Thornton 10th, brothers right there. Tyler Aspinall 11th. Like assuming our points here in 12th. Doesn't look like he's too badly damaged there. Brian Perry 13th, Jack Clemens 14th as we're racing back as Jack Clemens major damage. Let's see if Mike Rosero has any damage on the 23. I think he may script the inside wall. Outside wall, excuse me. But it looks like the 23 pretty clean overall. Had some damage to repair, about 2 minutes on pit lane. Evan B. Drake in pit lane. Looking at the 81 machine. Looks pretty clean from here. Thomas Kuhn, right front damage. You can see Eric Keeter may have some rear end damage, I believe. Malachi Drake pretty destroyed in the left front. Eric Keeter looks like some left side scrapes. No rear end damage. We'll see how severe his damage is. But right now, the only drivers out are Brendan Timon and Donovan David. But going back green here, exiting 24, those drivers have plenty of time to catch back up. As Pace Truck pulls off the pit lane, and Luke Peters and Aaron Brown gonna duke it out once again. These guys had some contact earlier in the season at Bristol, had some issues, may resolved them, I believe, off the racetrack, but we'll see what happens here on the racetrack here at Talladega. As about to go back green as Luke Peters leads us to the start-finish line. And through the Geico restart zone, very slow restart as he kind of bunched up the field a little bit as Aaron Brown is actually going to lead coming to the line. He's going to clear Luke Peters. Does Aaron Brown have a black flag for that one? Does not look like he will. Peters just a bad restart there. Kind of just checked up the field a little bit, maybe too much. As they're already 3 wide in the move pack, as here comes Ben McDonald, Dakota Lee up top, Lucas Strea as well. One of these drivers wins here, Ben McDonald, Dakota Lee, that could really shake up this chase standings, especially for a driver like Malachi Drake. I believe he's not locked into his wildcard spot quite yet. As Aaron Brown with a big block there. Big Ben McDonald almost spinning Aaron Brown around with a bad shove there. Brown with the block. And that's kind of a risky run with having the block. Here's 4 wide. Tyler Aspinall to Douglas Newbigging as here 4 wide once again. Thomas Kuhn and Jacob Thornton there making it 4 wide is Ben McDonald. Battling for the race lead all the way back now down to 16th place with 16 laps to go. As these drivers being very aggressive here is Chris Sawyer on the inside, on the yellow line, trying to push Aaron Brown. And Luke Peters still in the middle lane, and Dakota Lee up top with Tyler Aspinall behind him. As a 3 wide, the whole field 3 wide pretty much here. As here comes Dakota Lee up top with a good shove, with a good run. As Luke Peters trying to control all lanes as much as he can. But it's going to be tough. The inside lane kind of dead. You only have 2 drivers on the inside. Chris Sawyer, Dan Brown, as soon as I said, here goes Michael Rosero, I believe, and Eric Keeter. So all these drivers who I thought were pretty much damaged or pretty much done for tonight, as they're doing well, as 3 drivers coming down. That could have been close. As Tyler Aspinall stays middle for now. Not really committed to the inside. He's going to stay middle. And Dakota Lee going to follow suit, to work at the middle lane. Will he go to the bottom? No, he won't. Luke Peters stays bottom. As now he leads that line. As Lucas Strayer leads up top. Jacob Thornton behind him as well. Dakota Lee pretty much has to win to make himself into the chase here. Same with Evan Drake, Chris Sawyer as well. Those drivers are in a must-win position as it stands. And that would be a pretty big upset here tonight at Talladega. No one outside the top 10 has a win so far this season. All 11 wins so far have come inside the top 10 or top 10 drivers. That could really shake things up here in the chase. But I guess the playoff system as here comes A. Brown, go work both lanes. He's trying to win the regular season championship. But Douglas should be all the way back in 14th place. A. Brown would be your regular season champion unofficially from my math skills, but Dakota Lee trying to win this race here tonight and lock himself into the Brett Metro playoffs. As coming to 12 laps to go this time by. So Dakota Lee now leads on the inside. Here comes Lucas Strayer looking for his first win of the season in that 41 machine. Very consistent so far, but still does not have a win these first 12 races. Currently running 5th in the points. Dakota Lee with a big block to Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown goes shove him in the middle as lap traffic up ahead. I think that's Jack Clemens. Pretty damaged race car for a 50 or a 69 machine, excuse me. As 11 laps to go, these laps are starting to tick off here late in this one. So still 3 wide in the middle of this front pack. As here comes Lucas Strayer with a good run to the top side with the push from Jacob Thornton. Thomas Kuhn and Aaron Brown working together, still teammates there in the middle as Malachi Drake gonna go off to the side under the yellow line, gonna give these guys plenty of room as they race beside him 3 wide, 5 rows deep here with 10 laps to go in the regular season. And some people's championship hopes are still on the line. If they even want a shot to advance their position inside the top 12 as well. Like I mentioned, some of those drivers being Dakota Lee, Evan Drake, Jacob Thornton as well. Some of the drivers that I'm mentioning right there need to win here tonight to have a chance at the championship. These last 5 races. There's 9 to go this time by. As these drivers continue to race pretty hard here for their win. 8 laps to go. You just got to put yourself in the right position at the right time. The thing is, you never know when the big one could strike once again. We already saw the big one here tonight. But could we see another one as these guys are 3 wide, 5 rows deep, 15 cars in total. All of them 3 wide here. As Aaron Brown goes shut the door on Dakota Lee once again. On the inside line, I lose Thomas Kuhn. Here comes Lucas Strayer down to the middle of the racetrack. As he leaves the top side, as now Lucas Strayer runs the middle. And up top, you got Jacob Thornton getting pushed by Eric Hughes. Heater in the outside wall. Bad shove as the outside lane really checking up there. As that was Derek Stanley, I think, gave Eric Hughes a bad shove. The outside lane really died down as now it's only 2 by 2. As you got Jacob Thornton outside, but no one's pushing that 42 machines right now. They're only 2. As they're only side by side here now. There's no more 3 wide action. But as soon as I say that, here comes Douglas Newbigging. And a few other drivers up top. Go try to run the outside line. That's Evan Drake moving up to the top side as well in the 81. And Brett Murphy in that 64 as well. Aaron Brown, he's done a great job staying out front so far here tonight. He had to go to the back to the front one time as well, but once he's out front, he stays out front for the most part. But here comes Lucas Sherry with a good run through the middle, coming to 6 laps to go through the trial this time by. As Evan Drake still trying to leave the outside line, but it's not really going anywhere too much. It's kind of just stalling out a little bit further back. As here he comes with a good shove. As soon as I say that, he gets a great shove from Douglas Newbigging. And now he's right alongside the race leaders. It's going to be a 3 wide coming across the stripe that time by. As there's still 3 wide through the whole front pack. As this is pretty insane to watch out right now. As let's look at a driver like Jacob Thornton, who's looking at this right now. Just how crazy this is out in front. And it's only going to get crazier from here on out. As Evan Drake now takes the race lead from a very top side, but here comes Lucas Strayer and Douglas Newbigging, our points here with a huge run on the outside with a good shove from Brett Murphy. That's contact. Evan Drake with the bad shove from Aaron Brown. More contact from behind. Mike Rosero, Aaron Kira down to the apron. That's contact. Around goes Aaron Brown. second in the points, and they stay green. Lucas Strayer locking him down. Aaron Drake as caution flag flies as Douglas Newbigging takes the race lead into turn 1. As no major damage it looked like from any of those drivers, but a lot of chaos just happened. We have a green-white checker to finish this one out. There's a lot just happened there. Aaron Brown I think he really set off this chain reaction. He's giving Aaron Drake a shove in the trial wall, I believe, right there. Just got him a bit loose, kind of caused the reaction. Eric Keeter and Meg Rozier also made contact. And I think Dakota Lee may have shoved Aaron Brown as well, but Lucas Strayer locking it down. Evan Drake keeping it straight. Aaron Brown keeping it straight. So no major damage it looks like for any of these drivers. So luckily for them, they keep it pretty damage free. But third caution of the night. It's gonna come here late, and it's gonna be a green-white checkered finish here at Talladega. Guys, they've caught up to the pace track here. We'll see if anyone comes down pit lane. Maybe a few take tires or maybe fix some damage that they might have. As we will see if anyone comes down pit lane. You them do Aaron Brown, Brian Perry, I believe, and Eric here also coming down pit lane as well. As Jack Combs also coming out pit lane, bringing time and fixing some damage as well. We go back out front. Currently, our points leader, Douglas Newbigging. He's currently leading the race here on the green-white checkered. Guys, we're going to take our final break of the night, and we'll be right back here at Talladega for the green-white checkered. I was about to go back green here at Talladega Superspeedway. Doug Subi, Galeas the Groom right checker, and away we go. And Nubian with a great restart there. Behind him, Derek Stanley and Brett Murphy. They're both of those drivers they need to win to make it into the playoffs. As they're going through turn 1 and 2, gain up the race speed. Nubian gonna pick up the top side. Derek Stanley, a big block behind. Luke Peters blocking Jacob Thornton there. Dakota Lee going to the inside behind Evan Drake. As they're already 3 wide here on the back straightaway. As now the top 3, Derek Stanley, Thomas Kuhn, and Evan Drake. All on the inside line, comes to the white flag this time by. Will they make it back to the line in time? Douglas soon being on the top side, getting pushed by Brett Murphy. You got Mike Rosero behind him as well. Not quite to the back bumper, but Mike Rosero has teammates behind him. Luke Peters and Zachary Thornton. Can they maybe make a late race charge? Eric Keeter moves up as well. As a white flag in the air, next flag ends the race here. It's going to be the checkered. As a 4 wide behind, wrecking. That's Zachary Thornton in the hard on the outside wall. Jacob Thornton involved, Zachary Thornton involved, Tyler Aspinall involved, and others wrecking as we go back out front. Derek Stanley leads. Big block from Doug Asumi. He's getting a shove from Mike Rosero. Contact Evan Drake to the inside. As Dakota Lee in the outside. And the Brett Murphy is Brett Murphy making contact there. And Douglas Sumbig and Mike Rosero, we're going to go wrecked behind even more. Coming to the checker flag this time by, it's Douglas Sumbig and getting pushed by Mike Rosero. As Derek Stanley and Chris are on the inside, not having the momentum. Coming to the stripe. Who's it going to be? Rosero or Newbigging? Rosero goes high. No, goes low. Coming to the line. It's going to be Douglas Newbigging. He's going to win the regular season as well as Talladega. And Mike Rosero finishes second. Dakota Lee third as they crash behind. Wow. Douglas Newbigging, he had a penalty earlier in this one for going across the grass, entering pit lane, but he ends up a winner here tonight in the regular season finale. He picks up his 3rd win of the season, and he wins the regular season championship as well, unofficially. And Mike Rosero finishes second. Had a drive-through penalty earlier in this one. Was pretty much a lap down in half of this race. And he finishes second in this one. And Dakota Lee finishes in 3rd. Unfortunately, I don't think that's enough to move himself into the chase. We'll take a quick look at the points quickly and see possibly Dakota Lee was 20 points out behind Derek Stanley, but Derek Stanley finishes 5th place. So I don't believe it's enough for Dakota Lee to make it to the chase, unfortunately, for that 3 machine. A great finish for him. I believe that's his first top 3 of the season. It's actually his first top 5 of the season, that 3 machine. And Mike Rosero, that's his 2nd start of the season right there. And he finishes in 2nd. And what a race it was. As Douglas Newby burning it down. As we'll take a quick look at our final results as well. From the Nexus Designs 160 at Talladega. Douglas Newby gets the win here tonight and will win the regular season as well. Marcus are in 2nd, Dakota Lee in 3rd, Ben McDonald 4th, Derek Stanley 5th, Brian Perry 6th, Eric Keeter 7th, Chris Sawyer 8th, Lucas Stewart 9th, Brett Murphy in 10th. Luke Peters 11th, Tyler Aspinall in 12th, Jacob Thornton 13th, Thomas Kuhn 14th, Aaron Brown 15th, Evan Drake 16th, Zach Thornton 17th, Zach Domer 18th, Lucas Imons 19th, Malachi Drake in 20th, 21st, Jack Clemens, Brendan Simon 22nd, and Donovan David in 23rd. That rounds out your 23 car field here tonight. But we're going to bring in our race winner of Douglas Newbigging, as he gets it done here tonight in fashion. As he had a bad pit stop there early in this one. We'll bring him into the booth here quickly. Hello, Doug. You got a copy?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
So you win here tonight. You had a pit road penalty earlier in that one. Luckily, you got a caution. Worked your way back up to the field, and you win here tonight, and you win the regular season as well.
Yeah, that's one way to make a statement, so pretty happy how the race turned out. Pit strategy wise, kind of got a little messed up there. We had a lap car come out right in front of us, and it was like we had everything perfect for that, and we had a lap car just like right in front of us as soon as we're getting on pit road. It just messed me and Derek up there, but yeah, just really good race. Just had to grind it out there at the end to get my spots up, get me a good track position to really ultimately be in a spot where, Stanley, Derek, Brett, we're all kind of near each other, and Sawyer wasn't out of the picture too, or Chris wasn't out of the picture too, so we were all kind of there, so it's pretty nice at the end.
Well, now looking forward to the playoffs as well. You have 5 races, and you're going to be the points leader going into it. What's your thought process on it, on these next 5 races?
Next 5 races feel pretty good. I haven't run Phoenix in a long time, but I'm normally pretty good there with these cars. Watkins Glen, love that place. Auto Club, love that place. Richmond, depends on the setup. Las Vegas, feel like I'm really good there. So pretty solid next 5 races, really. With the points lead, I guess the bonus point advantage, I feel like I could definitely, if I am going to be off one of the days, I definitely could probably afford it with my, just how much of a lead I get for the regular season championship. So definitely have pretty confident, and yeah, I definitely got the most I feel like going into the playoffs. So
yeah, pretty much avoid all the wrecks, and you get the win here tonight. And you want to thank for tonight's win, and also the championship, the regular season championship itself as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Looking at Motorsports, shout out them. Simrat Market, if you like the scheme I'm running, the base of it, and you like to have something like that yourself, we have a wide market. You can go there, Simrat Market. Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Well, congrats on your win.
You for put on the broadcast. You do amazing. Like I said, love watching back the broadcast. You always do a great job, especially when I win. You always do a great job. So
yeah, of course.
Always like that. Shout out Brady for putting on the league, obviously. For keeping it alive for this whole season. Happy with the car count, especially for the final race. Just pretty awesome, pretty sick in general. And then also, kind of shout this out too. Oh yeah, shout out Brett. Brett's here today. He saved everybody in the city he was beating up everybody in, so he saved it. Also, shout out to Bridgeport Speedway. I won there on Saturday, and I got $1,000. So I really got the momentum rolling with me now. So yeah, I think that's all my
unstoppable.
That's all my shout outs. Yeah. I know, dude. It's like I won in real life at a big money race, and now I can't lose. So.
Well, hopefully it goes to next week at Phoenix as well. Congrats on your win here tonight, and also congrats on your championship in the regular season.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll be back up here next week.
As that was Douglas Newbigging right there. Very confident going into next week in the next 5 races. Feeling unstoppable, as I said, as we'll bring in our second place finisher, Micro Zero. As he came into this race with a drive-through penalty, but worked his way through the field and got himself up to second. Hello, Michael. Got a copy? Hello, Michael. Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you round yourself off in the second, having to serve a drive-through penalty early in this race. Working way through the up through the field. Got lucky with a mid-race caution there. Talk to that green white checker and also just your overall race as well.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be up here on those last like 10 laps after we like started and further in the back, but overall good race for us. And yeah, it was quite the comeback starting having the drive through. I thought it was gonna go green to then, if I'm gonna be honest, but luckily we got a caution in time, and brick by brick we made our way back to the field.
Yes, indeed, brick by brick. As you finish in second place, as next week going to Phoenix. What are your thoughts on the mile racetrack in the desert?
Phoenix is definitely not one of my best tracks, I'll tell you that, but I'm still pretty solid in this Xfinity car, so we'll see what happens there.
Well, congrats on your second here tonight at Talladega. And you want to thank for tonight's good run?
I'd like to thank the teammates over at ABOC, and yeah, it was still a lot of fun to work with some of the other drivers, and yeah, that's it. And thank you for broadcasting too.
Yep, of course. And like I said, congrats on your second place finish here at Talladega. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you.
Salzmaker is our second place finisher. Not fighting for a championship, only his second start of the season, but good result for him in that second place spot. It's been talked to Dakota Lee now, who finished in third. Hello, Dakota. You got a copy?
Loud and clear.
So you round yourself off in the third place there. Talk us through that green light check and maybe what you could have done differently to maybe get in victory lane there at the end.
I don't know about much different I could have done. The lanes were kind of blocked, and I just took any run I could. I spent the whole race in the back, really pretty much trying to stay out of trouble, and it worked out, but, 2 more positions would have been a whole lot better.
Yeah, I believe you did miss the chase or the playoffs as well, but still looking forward to those next 5 races and starting next week at Phoenix. What are your thoughts at the mile in the desert?
Phoenix is a fun track to drive, so I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I'm pretty decent there, so move on to next week and hopefully get a win there.
Yep, and like I said, congrats on your third place here tonight. Anyone thank for tonight's good run?
I want to thank Tyler and Evan, my teammates. Unfortunately, Tyler had that little blink out there, and that really screwed our strategy of trying to hold both lanes up. But them guys and everybody else in the league, I love this league. It's pretty fun. All the guys race pretty clean, and looking forward to next week.
Well, great job on your third place here tonight. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thanks.
So Dakota Lee in that third place spot in the 3 machine. Gets his first top 5 of the season. As we'll take a look at what's next on the LRN schedule. As next race we have is Wednesday night Superstar ARCA Cup Series at a very unique racetrack, Suzuka East. So all the way in Japan. It's a very unique road course as well. And then the Undisputed Cup Series Thursday night, Watkins Glen, another road course as well. Then Friday, in our Cup Series goes to Michigan. And then Sunday, the Stampede Racing League finally back from the 3 weeks off. They will be at Iowa at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday night. And like I mentioned before, 5 Points Racing League Chase Race number 1 will be at Phoenix next week, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Start of qualifying there, and that's going to be interesting. The chase has begun. The playoffs have begun. Either or, you can really say. Technically, I think it's the playoffs, technically. But anyways, 5 races aside the championship. It's going to be a good one here. Good tracks. Kind of ran, I think Doug kind of ran through them there. You got Phoenix, Watkins Glen, Auto Club, Richmond, and Las Vegas. So very, very different types of racetracks. You got Phoenix, Richmond, Watkins Glen. They're all just completely different racetracks. I think the most similar racetracks are probably Auto Club and Las Vegas. But even then, Auto Club a lot more multi-groove than Las Vegas. But also there's an iRacing update in the middle of that, so that could change the tire model as well. So you could see some differences here and there. Once that iRacing update happens, it will happen after Phoenix. So we'll see how the tire model might change or how these Xfinity cars might change. We'll see if that actually has an actual impact on the racing as well. That could be an interesting thing to note. Who can figure that out the quickest? Not sure if the Xfinity car is supposed to get an update, but only time will tell. In the meantime, we'll take a quick little break tomorrow, and then we'll be right back Wednesday, like I mentioned, for the Super Arc Cup Series.